Welcome to this new series that we're creating of me just sharing a little bit more about what we're doing as a company and how are we navigating the space in 2023. For context, what do? We do one thing and one thing only, designing economy and everything around it, the economics of Web3. And very specifically, the gist is that Web3 is all about building platforms, multi-sided platforms coming together. And when it comes to platforms, look, the likes of Uber, DoorDash, PayPal, the way to get people coming in, the most important thing is user acquisition. People coming into the ecosystem. Second most important thing is user retention, people staying in your system. And previously, user acquisition was all financially driven. Invite your friends, get $10 off your next ride, your next delivery, your next payment with PayPal. Today, with the advancement of tokens, we could change this quite a bit. So instead of financial incentives, we're restructuring the incentive model. So tokens become a way to have skin in the game, to have stakeholder ownership, to have a different or even a non-financial incentive to be part of this ecosystem. So user acquisition comes in a very different way, and user retention can be incentivized through other economic incentives, not always financially driven. So that aside, this is everything we do. We design the right incentives. We use data, we use economic models, economic theories to design the incentives to drive user retention and user acquisition. Now, today I want to share the first topic, which is what is it like to run a Web3 company in 2023 right now? And just so that you guys know, there are two parts of the company. There is economic design, which is what you guys hear a lot about. And the second is Auras, which is a software. We'll talk more about software later. Everything we do, it's all about economics. It's all about driving user retention and user acquisition. Now, what is it like to run the company in 2023? Well, there's the good and the bad side. Let's start with the bad side. The bad side is that everyone is talking about, is there AI coming into place? Are there new layer ones that build AI? Are there new analytics with AI? Are you building AI? Are you pivoting to AI? Are you using AI? And I understand that AI is all the hype right now, and I think AI is the next evolution. And Web3 is not one or the other, it's a combination of both. That being said, there are two types of AI. One is your usual data analytics, your machine learning, and the other is generative AI. With machine learning and analytics, we have that in place. That is what you see in a lot of anything to do with big data. With generative AI, we're simply not there yet. To get there, we need two things. We need very, very good quality data. And second, we need to make sure that the output doesn't require high supervision. Right now, even if you just use ChatGPT, 50% of the time, you need high supervision, 20% of the time is correct, 30% of the time is outright wrong. So with that kind of probabilities, I'm not going to trust any system, any economic incentives, any adjustments of the economy based on AI, because we're simply not there yet. The second is, obviously, the funding environment has changed quite a lot. I'm not even talking about VCs wanting to fund AI instead of blockchain. I'm really talking about the cost of capital today. With the high interest rates, which is not going to come down anytime soon, and the competitiveness of, shoveling out a lot of money in the Western countries the last couple of years, especially during COVID, people are sitting on a lot less capital right now, which impacts the ability of them shoving money out. That being said, Asia still has quite a good amount of money to be given out. But the third point is that everyone's being more cautious. Due diligence process is longer. A lot of things are being considered. And so that impacts the startups to receive funding, either seed, Series A, Series B, Series C. And that impacts the entire cycle. On the bright side, so those are the three negative points. The three good points are, number one, you genuinely have good people in the space. I know that bear markets are quite hard, but there is some excitement of being in a bear market because you work with genuinely fantastic people. The amount of quality people and projects and founders that we work with are phenomenal. It's beautiful to see them. You don't see as much scams anymore. You see genuine people wanting to leverage this technology to build good things. And I love them all for that. The second is because there's less funding in the space, there's more due diligence in place. It also ties into the first point where everyone has more skin in the game. Everyone is genuinely interested in for this project to succeed. Not just the founders, but the VCs, the communities. There's more investment into making sure this project succeeds. And I really appreciate that. The third thing is that as much as in the West, there's still some stuff, it's not as robust anymore. Asia is actually growing quite significantly. And, maybe it's biased that I'm Asian and I live in Asia and I'm from Singapore. I have a very big hope in Asia. The regulations, the companies, the enterprises, the government supporting the technology, the VC sitting on cash willing to dish and fund good project, incubators coming up, good ideas coming up, brain drain of smart people moving to Asia, trying to capture the market, the growing middle class. There's a lot of opportunities here. So I'm actually really excited about this. And I think everything comes in cycles. The bear cycle, the bull cycle, the bundling, unbundling, whatever kind of cycles there are out there, it's just natural. Economic cycles do up, bust and booms. And so this is just part of the cycle. And so I would say I appreciate bear markets because it weeds out the projects or the startups or the VCs that are not resilient and robust enough. And whatever remains are people have been there, done that, and can do it again. And the key thing is survival. If you can survive this, when the bull market comes, you can leverage it and you can grow very quickly. So yeah, this is the second bear market as a company. So trust me, it's not going to be easy, but it'll be okay. So as I would suggest from me, founder, to you as a founder as well, if you're a founder listening to this or you're working in a startup, focus on building quality stuff, focus on adding value to whoever you're serving, be it a product or a service, and really attract the right people in the space. Oh, last pro point, forgot to add, that there are a lot of quality people out there. I get a couple of requests to join a company on a weekly basis. And this is beyond the ads that we're putting out of people we're hiring. So that is fantastic. There are genuinely people who want to stay, who want to contribute, and want to contribute in different ways, shapes, and forms. So I'm still excited about the space. I'm still very hopeful for what the future looks like. And in the next 2 years maybe, just buckle down, do what you do best, focus on what you do best, and not pivot just because AI is next moving. I know there are a lot of people out there. I've seen a lot of people I follow on Twitter or just on my Twitter feed where they used to be, blockchain experts, then NFT experts, then AI experts. Sure, go for it if that is the way you want to play the game, and it's completely okay. But if you're running a business, it doesn't always make sense to pivot so quickly. Makes sense to focus on figure out what your first principles are, double down on that, and then build and scale, just pivoting slightly, but not pivot the entire focus of the company. So this is something that, we've been doing quite a lot. The company, making sure we know what our first principles are, and we can pivot based on the different kind of opportunities out there. So hopefully that gives you some insights of what is it like to run a Web3 company in 2023 today. I'll see you next time and I'll share more in this part of this series. Till then, bye!